and today we've got an awesome video for you. It is the PS4 unboxing. I'll pass you on to Nathan to get underway.
Hi guys, so we picked up the PS4 Player Edition unboxing, which comes with the Killzone Shadow 4 bundle, 2 controllers, the eye camera, and also, I think that's what it comes with, I think. We'll find out as we unbox it, but let's dive into it. So where's the opening? There we go. The opening. That wants to open. There we go. No, go and dive for it.
No, you can do it.
I don't know where to let go really, it's too big.
Amazing.
We should practice it. There you go, you pull that.
No, you pull. Right then.
Oh, there's more at the bottom.
Yeah, as you can see, the actual box itself is quite big, but then at the same time very slim. Normally, when obviously you have game boxes, they normally are a lot beefier and bulkier, but we'll leave that, I suppose.
Okay, right, we'll start with the small brown box because it seems like easier to manage. So, we'll move that off camera for now. What do you have there, Craig? You want to show?
I've just got a bit of paper. I don't actually know what it is. I think it's just advertising the PS4 system and saying that it needs updates.
That's the PS4, actually that's the PS Vita thing. As you can see, the box has got a nice engraving of the PS4 logo on the top, which is always brilliant. Anyway, let's get into this.
Oh
So,
God. Why'd you say it like that?
okay. So, first up is Killzone Shadowfall, the game that comes in a disc, not as a digital copy. The cases are very blue this time around, and I think they're a bit smaller than past boxes, but that's not something that's too much of an issue to look into. Okay, let's quickly get this all out and we'll look into it. We've got the controller there, which Craig's got in front of them.
As you can see, this is the DualShock 4, I believe, which is Sony's new controller. Do you mind if I've got one out now?
Yeah, we've got 2 to get through, I think.
And there you are. That would be a, well, that is the DualShock 4. Well, it's a lot rounder than the PS3's controller. We've got one here to show with.
So that's the old baby PS3 controller. As you can see, the size is fairly different. It's got the big touchscreen pad up here. PS3 doesn't. The PS4 controllers actually do work on the PS3. We're not sure if it's vice versa, so
we'll keep you posted and we'll have a check of that later.
Put that one at the front.
Also, the analog sticks are a lot smoother on the DualPad 4, and that looks really to be the only difference, apart from I'm guessing that this like triangle bit here is the cool LED light that tells you whether you're player 1 or not.
I think that's also for motion sensing controls too, somehow. Don't want to face it around to the cameras, if they can see it anyway. Right, next up is the PlayStation camera. I don't actually believe it's called the PlayStation Eye like I mentioned earlier, but this small little device is essentially like the Kinect, but for the PlayStation. This camera picks up motion sensing from the controller with the light, and that's really all it is. This is a £55 piece of gear by itself, and it's very small for £55. I didn't think it'd be.
In a way, though, that is very, very good because of the fact that it is small. It's not like the Kinect, where the Kinect is quite a bit of a chunky bit of gear. You kind of find yourself trying to figure out where you're going to put it because it needs to obviously be in front of you when you're gaming. Whereas this little thing here actually looks really nice and small and doesn't really think as you'd get in the way while you're trying to game. You could probably just plonk that in front of your TV.
I think
and
it has a
rest
stand
it.
on the bottom of things you can see on the internet somewhere you can prop it up. Yeah, it's got props at the bottom so you can actually tilt it at a certain angle to benefit you. We'll have a look into it later when we actually use it, but it apparently is a really big, good piece of kit. We don't actually know what games use it yet, but there's a few on the system which demo it off before the big games start to use it. So, the actual final box, which is probably, hopefully got the PS4 in. Find it.
Or it's just air. Thank you, Amazon.
Okay, right.
No, it's not Legend, is it?
I wish, right, do you want to dive that over that way? We'll just put it there. What's in there? Is that instructions?
It's a welcome to the world of PlayStation quick starter guide. Don't worry though, we will be doing a video where we show you the start up of it all and take you through it and show you how basically the system looks. But in case you missed that, there is a PlayStation starter guide in there so that you don't need to worry when obviously setting up the PS4 because it's all there for you.
Up next is the power cable. That's tad useful. A HDMI cable. Will be quick to do bits. The headphone, they actually do come with headphones now, which is, they're kind of like the iPod headphones, aren't they really? They're just fairly goody, them ones.
Are these as in the mic?
USB cable too.
Is that the mic is in the headphone?
Yep, they got a mic headset, so you can attach to the controller on the DualShock 4. There's actually a port on the bottom. Let's get the last 2 bits up. Now the DualShock 4, because we got the Player Edition.
So we got with the Player Edition, obviously I don't know whether Nath mentioned, you do get 2 controllers, so it's very handy, say, if you want to play 2-player with your mates and that. just having a quick gander at this headset, the headphones. I don't know whether it's actually the headset for the DualShock. If it is, it's like very small, and
it is. It's
it doesn't look as if it'll get in the way. It just looks like normal iPod headphones. They are really small and quite nice. So hopefully you won't have. There doesn't even look to be a lot of wires, so you won't have no faffing either.
It's a very small port too, to attach into the generic headphone port. I assume any headphones can work in the DualShock 4. They've just got the headphone port at the bottom. It's not like the Xbox 360s where you had to have a specific port, didn't you?
Yeah.
This one's just, I think, open to general. So as you can see, you do get 2 controllers, not 3. That is a PS3 controller. We should.
PS3 controller. We'll put the
DualShocks
to the side, and that one. This one here is a PS3 controller. It's just for comparison reasons, and. Just looking, there seems to be actually a speaker.
Yeah, there's a speaker port on the PS4 controller.
That's actually in the PS4 DualShock. So that's quite cool.
Strap on the front. And also, as I said, the touchpad light. And it's also got the charging cable. I didn't mention that it does come with a charging cable, which was here. We put it in last minute. And just in the back, as usual for the PS3. But this time, the PS4 can actually charge your controllers when it's not being used, which is useful, to be honest.
Very handy feature.
Let's recap what we've got. At the moment, we've got two DualShock 4 controllers. A USB charging cable, HDMI cable, headphones and instructions. What do you have on that side, Greg?
We have obviously Killzone Shadowfall because of the edition we got of the PS4. It looks to be a really cool game, but we'll move on to that probably at another date. And obviously the PlayStation Move camera.
I think it's just the PlayStation camera they're calling it this time.
We'll just call it the PlayStation camera essentially that will help you with motion capturing. I
think that's augmented reality, motion control stuff.
Motion control stuff. And also the ability to obviously talk FaceTime with friends and that, probably, yes. Which is quite a cool feature. Kind of like a mini Skype or PlayStation
They're a lot
Skype.
more social now with Sony, which is nice. We didn't have parties before, so we're finally getting what the Microsoft boys had. Finally, I think that's it.
Oh, and a sticky,
a sticky
patch where you can make sure that the eye doesn't fall off.
Okay, the last but not least. It was in the box, I didn't think it would be, but here's the PS4 itself. Let's get this bad boy out. It's a lot heavier than the demo unit we tried the other week, which was empty. Okay, so there is the PS4 itself. It's fairly small, to be honest, compared to the PS3. I don't know if you agree with me there, Craig, but...
It looks like an eraser. It looks like a really big rubber.
So it's got that italic kind of feel to it, as you can see there, it kind of slants slightly. On the back, you get your generic ports, which are your HDMI, a USB, they've got loads of USBs, Ethernet port, and HDMI and power. And on the front, you've got 2 USBs and your disc tray and the power and eject. We'll zoom in a bit closer, as you can probably see in the video, but other than that, it's got a nice kind of shiny thing on the top, as you can see that. Pass up to Greg. Nice shiny slanty bit on the top, which kind of is the matte finish, which that will grab fingerprints ridiculously. I can already picture that happening.
What is very awesome, obviously viewers can't see it, is actually in between these gaps here is actually the on button, which is touchscreen, and the eject button. But there's no big, like, massive button taking up the actual design of the console. It just looks like one smooth flowing console,
not like the
which
PS3
is
at all.
Really nice. Yep. As Nathan just pulled out, we have a PS3 also to show you the difference.
Branded with Uncharted.
Yeah.
As it's got the 2 generic buttons up here, as you can see, they have physical buttons for this one. The original fat PS3 did have the touchscreen buttons, like this one's going back to, but these have the physical buttons on the Slim. You do have your 2 USB ports on the front and your external hard drive place to replace externals. I'm not sure if the PS4 has that yet.
The PS4 has 2 USBs. I don't know whether you like to see them on the front and like there.
Does it have the external internal hard drive storage?
Not on the front.
We should mention, as much as we can't find it now, we'll point out that you can actually replace your hard drive with anything bigger than 150 or 120 gigabyte hard drive. So if you're worried about the 500 gigs not big enough for all your games, no worries, it's fine. Games do have installs. We should probably check for Shadowfall in a sec, but they do have, like, I think 20-30 gig installs per game. So yeah, it's a thing that's happening now. On to the back, we do have the exact same power cable that the PS4 has on the PS3. So if you lose your PS4 power cable, the PS3 one will work fine.
But we don't. Would that mean that the PS3 could work with the PS4?
Why does it?
It can only go backward, not forward.
Yeah, that's. No, you can use it in either one. Both work. Both power cables are exactly the same on PS3 and PS4.
So basically, if you have a PS3, just keep it aside just in case your PS4 one does decide to.
And if that works the same way, then the PS2 used to work on the PS3. So I'm guessing the PS2 works on the PS4. So all the power cables have been the same for Sony for the last few years. So. Should all work. I don't see why you lose your power cable. You should be taking it too far. But on the back of this one, you do have a few more ports. You have your AV ports, which were for the red, white, and yellow cables. Didn't see that on the back of the PS4.
Yes, I have a strange feeling that they're actually getting rid of that sort of port now, because The only port in the back here is a HDMI.
But
luckily, obviously, well, our edition did. Hopefully the others do. Comes with an HDMI, so there's no bother like where you have to go out of your way to pick one up. The PS4 does come with a HDMI cable, but I sadly do believe that the old red, yellow, white is out the door.
They're dying, but
slowly
what we
going
will
out the
do,
door.
I will show you what you do get in the standard bundle without the Shadowfall, because I know exactly what you get in it. So I'll show you guys what you get without Shadowfall in a sec. We'll just go through the rest of it. Other than that, yeah, you've got Ethernet port, which I think you get in there.
Yep.
And your optical port. Never know what these optical ports do. They're there. People might know what they are.
Optical port.
If you're not there, I'll leave it in the comments. But other than that, that is the PS3.
Got your LAN, obviously. You've got aux, another USB, I'm guessing, is that?
I think that's for the camera, actually. I'm believing that's the camera auxiliary. Yeah,
yeah. So you've got a port for the camera, the Ethernet port. I'm guessing it's got built-in Wi-Fi, as the PS3 did.
The PS3 had built-in Wi-Fi, the PS4 will have built-in Wi-Fi
and HDMI, and obviously the optical port,
as we said. PS4. Okay.
That's the PS4.
Okay, so what do you get in the standard PS4 bundle if you were to just go and buy a PS4? Well, you get the PS4 itself, that's always a start. You'd get one DualShock 4, which I'll put there. You get your USB charging cable, your HDMI cable, your headphones, instructions, and a power cable. If you go the extra bit of money and get the upgrades, you get the PlayStation Eye, a PS4 controller, and Killzone Shadowfall, or a game of your choice. You don't get a PS3 controller bundled in, that was just us for demonstrative purposes.
We'll move that,
we'll move that from the
false idea.
So, also back on the installs, apparently, doesn't actually say the install answer. 40 gig minimum you need on your hard drive, so that's a 40 gig install for Killzone Shadowfall. Games are going digital now, you have to install them for the PS4 and Xbox One, so that might be an issue. If you want to upgrade your internal, that's not really a problem, it's very easy apparently. So
just to let you know though, that the PS4 does come with a 500 gig standard hard drive, so it will support, I'm guessing, if they're like, say, if they are 50 gig installs, you can install up to 10 games, so you'll be alright for the first few months. And then I think it might be a case of either looking into that upgrade or literally just fighting for what games you want on your console.
I mean, you can easily, if we go how the PS3 went, you can easily delete game data and reinstall it. Apparently, game installs on the PS4 are very quick. We've heard from other companies. We will also confirm it ourselves, but about a minute to install a game before you can start playing it. So I'll quickly just check the instruction stuff to make sure there's nothing in here which, like, you know, free stuff from Sony, which they tend to give away.
Yeah, something that Sony did like to put across as well, or what has come across, is with game downloading nowadays, or well, as they want it to go now, is that the game, you can start downloading the game and it can get about 30% through the download, and then you can start playing it, which is really good because it means that you don't have to wait for it to fully like download. You can basically wait for 30%, jump in the game, and while you're playing the game, the rest of the game is downloading. So basically you're not waiting around, it is literally throws a player into it, and that's what really gamers want.
It's good they managed to do that because installs were horrible. I mean, GTA was a big one. GTA 5, when you had to wait, I think it was like an hour to get in.
8 minutes for the first, no, it was 8 minutes to realise, and then it was like, right, half an hour update, here we go.
You want to play a game, so this one, you have to
How do you install?
How do you install?
How do you install?
For these games, you put it into the system, you get back a cup of coffee, and by the time you get back, the game will be loaded. So it's not an issue. PS4 and Xbox One are very good at picking up the games. I think that's everything though. PS4,
yeah, I think that's everything we have time for here, or everything we can show you here. But yeah, thanks for watching.
That's the PS4. That's the PS4 essentially. Yeah, thanks for watching, guys. It's been Nathan and Craig, and we'll have a lot more PS4 content in the coming few hours. I think. Hours
yeah.
We're going with hours. Yeah.
Well, we won't say a few hours, obviously, because you are going to be watching the videos as they've updated. But seeing as the PS4 has Twitch, or that, we will say on this video that we're planning on making a CNN Twitch that will allow viewers to watch and see what we're doing when we put live videos out, so that you're not constantly just sitting around waiting for YouTube vids. That's if you are wanting to actually communicate with us and that. And obviously it's nice to see who's actually willing to obviously find us out.
Yeah, that's true. We get found is always good. Do you want to mention about what's happening tomorrow, or do you want me to mention it? Do you want to?
You can mention it.
Tomorrow at about 9 PM we're going to go with.
Yeah, we'll go with 9 PM.
Tomorrow at 9 we'll be doing a live stream of some games. We've got the choice of Killzone Shadowfall, as you've seen here, Assassin's Creed 4 and Lego Marvel at the moment. We'll have a few more games probably tomorrow to choose from thanks to PlayStation Plus. If you come along, come chat with us. It'll be an hour or two of gaming. You can talk to us. We'll show you some of the system stuff if you want. And yeah, it'll just be a little fun thing we can all do together. So feel free to come along.
We'd like to point out though that is 9 PM European time.
UK time, that's London GMT.
London
I'll put
GMT.
a link in the description, probably when we get the CNN later, the Twitch later with the exact times for every country, so you know what's going on. So.
But yeah, thanks for watching guys, we'll see you in our next video.